Greetings, gamers. It is I, Fox Gamer.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Fazbear Gaming. And wow, this is actually the first time I'm actually doing a collab with actually a reactor. As you hear.
Yep, special guest Fox Gamer here, and this will be my second to third time I might did this. It's depending on how you count. And Goldie reactions.
Okay. So, anyway, today we're going to do a reaction video. And this video is actually going to be death battle video of none other than the fight Ganondorf versus Dracula. Basically, Legend of Zelda versus Castlevania. Now, personally, I am a fan of Castlevania. I played none other than the first game from the NES, as well as Symphony of the Night, and watched the Netflix series of Castlevania.
Indeed. I haven't played much of the Zelda games myself. Oh, but I have gotten a great experience from watching the gameplays and through the shows. And may I say, Ganondorf is one scary man. I remember he was featured in Death Battle before, or when he was battling Bowser, or if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he fought Bowser. And we know that magic is a little bit of a tricky subject for some characters, but for Dracula, it's actually not that tricky. I mean, both of these characters are Dark Lords with none of immense power and some tricks up their sleeves.
Indeed.
But today is actually going to be the day to find out who will win a death battle.
Yes, will it be the undead ruler or the symbol of power, or taking the throne of darkness? Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Now, as I said, I haven't played much of the Zelda games, but I've seen enough to see Ganondorf is one powerful guy. Like, either man or pig. I can't get over how he's first a pig. I feel Ganondorf could actually win this one. Mainly because while holy weapons like the Master Sword can destroy him, a lot of other means have a lot of struggle to actually kill the guy. In fact, most holy weapons actually struggle to actually kill him. And from Twilight Princess, if I believe. And each resurrection of Ganondorf, he grows stronger. So, in my opinion, I feel Ganondorf could win this. What say you, Vesper?
Well, yeah, probably. But I still think that Dracula might win. Just because, here's the thing. Although it's actually very possible that Dracula can't die, because he always comes back, while Ganondorf is actually kind of like a reincarnation. So basically, it's kind of an odd win, I should say, but really, I'll say that Dracula would win.
Well, there you go, folks. You see whose side we're on. And, as they say, there's only one way to find out. And that's to hit your key to say play.
Alright, hit play.
The bald spots could be coming soon, but we've got the prime solution. Hims is the one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness for men.
Hims connects you
God.
with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. It's real easy to get started.
And you can get started with the Hims Complete Hair Kit for just
We don't have that
$5
one.
today while supplies last. It's subject to doctor approval. See website for full details and safety information.
Although I
This
do
could
recommend
cost
it, but
hundreds if
maybe
you
that's
went to
not
the
my
doctor or a pharmacy somewhere else.
Go to forhims.com/deathbattle. That's forhims.com/deathbattle. forhims.com/deathbattle.
Okay, now we're getting to the good bit.
Alright.
I love this intro.
Fame may be fleeting, and wealth ephemeral, but true evil never dies.
It just comes back with a goddamn second health bar.
Ganondorf, the calamitous demon king of Princess Zelda's Hyrule.
And Dracula, the everlasting vampire lord of Castlevania. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
This is gonna be an epic.
Millennia ago, in an age long past, the Demon King Demise threatened to pull the world into blood and war.
Until he got his ass slapped by this pointy-eared boy in green.
Undaunted by being, murdered, Demise cursed the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero to be forever haunted by his wrath made flesh. That curse became Ganondorf Dragmire.
Good old Dorf was born to the Gerudo tribe of the desert. Thing is, the Gerudo were all ladies, and Ganondorf was the first male born in 100 years, which automatically made him their king. Because... reasons, I guess? Wait, so he gets to be in charge and has the best odds on Tinder? That's my dream come true. Who could want more?
Ganondorf could. Jealous of the neighboring kingdom of Hyrule's verdant fields, clean water, and not being a godforsaken desert, he dreamed of a better world for his people.
Or, just for himself. Being the reincarnation of ultimate evil means you're probably kind of a selfish douche.
And surprisingly, his vile ambitions would be rewarded. Turns out, he was also preternaturally adept at magic, as befits an education from his caretakers, the witches Koume and Kotake.
From them, Dorf learned to pitch balls of electricity, summon lightning, move objects with telekinesis, levitate, form barriers, and control minds.
When he wishes to fight from a distance, he can create phantom horsemen or puppets of himself to battle as his proxies.
Or if he wants to get personal, he can use his dark magic to enhance his physical strikes, making him a badass at all ranges.
He's a master with a blade, sometimes two, and sometimes on horseback.
And sometimes two swords on two horsebacks?
Let's not get crazy. He was just a man, after all, though not for long. With his magical training complete, Ganondorf put his greatest skill to the test, his raw cunning, by manipulating the rulers of Hyrule and its neighboring domains, as well as a curiously familiar boy in green.
Hey, what do you know? Weird coincidence.
Ganondorf gained entry to an alternate dimension called the Sacred Realm. Within it lay the Triforce, a magical artifact left by the gods said to grant the wish of whomever touches it.
The perfect solution to all your world-conquering needs. Except once Ganondorf got his hands on those golden Doritos, two of them jumped ship.
See, only someone with a perfect balance of courage, wisdom, and power can wield the complete Triforce. If someone with an imbalance between those three virtues touches it, it splits. In this case, the pieces of wisdom and courage went to Ganondorf's enemies, Princess Zelda and the hero Link.
Oh, that's embarrassing. But he did get to keep the Triforce of power, because who needs the courage and wisdom shit when you can just blow stuff up? That's how I live.
Even on its own, the Triforce of Power radically improved Ganondorf's strength and magical prowess, while also elevating him from a mere warlock to the Demon King he was always meant to be.
A giant pig? Commercial. Fuck, I don't have any.
Really? A commercial?
I know, right? I know it.
Yeah.
Although this is a pretty cool one.
They're super annoying. I mean, they want to actually tell you stuff that you don't actually have time to hear.
Literally, he can turn into a big blue pig monster.
The dark beast known simply as Ganon is a nearly unstoppable terror, gaining even greater strength without sacrificing any of his intellect.
As a bacon wizard, he can obliterate foes with fireballs, turn invisible, teleport, summon darkness, and even distort the space around him.
Despite all that power and even successfully ruling Hyrule for 7 years, Ganondorf was soundly defeated and sealed within the Sacred Realm. There he remained, trapped outside the spaces of reality, a prisoner to the void between space and time, never to return ever again.
Sorry. I couldn't keep a straight face.
Yeah, no, he got out like the next day.
so nothing holds Ganon back for long, and he's insanely tough to kill. In fact, thanks to his part of the Triforce, he's almost indestructible. While most weapons can technically harm him, it usually takes a holy weapon like the Master Sword or light arrows to put him down.
He once survived being crushed within his own castle, which, based on its size and composition here, and accounting for the hollowed-out interior, should weigh over 11,000 tons.
Even better, he later withstood a different castle exploding around him. Wow, some of this guy in castles.
By measuring the size of the
like
in-game
Bowser
castle
getting
model
blown
and
up
assuming
off his
violent
bridge.
fragmentation, we can determine it was a blast worth almost 2 kilotons of TNT, a yield comparable to early atomic bombs. And even though holy weapons can bypass his defenses, he still survived being stabbed in the face with the Master Sword. You know, the literal blade of evil's bane.
Or like when he was impaled through the chest by one of the sages after he was supposedly sealed away. He just yanked that shit right out and murdered the bastards that did it to him. Heads up, Wiz, you ever stab me again and that's what's happening to you.
Right. Well, Ganondorf isn't just tough. He's powerful enough to punch shockwaves, tear up an island, and block out the sky with his magical malice.
Plus, he can keep up with Link. He's even killed him in one timeline. And this fairy boy can dodge Beamos lasers.
Which are literal
he actually
lasers.
killed
They move
Link
in a
before?
straight line, burn instead of exploding, and according to the game's guidebook, are called lasers. So they should move at light speed. Based on the distance Link moved relative to this beam, we can estimate his own reaction speed to be about 11% the speed of light.
Too bad old Dorf Lundgren doesn't get to hold on to Hyrule for too long. Still, you can stab and seal him away all you want. This big pork bastard will always be back to bring about your crispy demise.
You see why I'm doing for Ganon here.
In the world of Castlevania,
here's your
the
guy.
universe is governed by 2 opposing forces, order and chaos.
Hey, it's like you and me, Wiz.
No, I mean literally. As legend goes, for God
It
to
is kinda
be
like
good,
that.
there must be an equal force of evil to create balance. An evil found in an alternate dimension called
I
the
think that's gotta
Chaotic
be true.
Realm. This is chaos.
But to keep his spot in the balance on Earth, Chaos needed to choose a Dark Lord to represent him. A Dark Messiah, if you will. As luck would have it, a perfect candidate would end up choosing him.
In the 11th century, Matthias Kronqvist was the strategic mastermind behind a company of knights, alongside fellow commander and best friend, Leon Belmont.
But as with most bromances, it got screwed up by a homance.
Boomstick, have some tact. His wife died from a horrible illness.
Was it third wheeling? I'm sorry, Wiz, but you can already tell this guy is evil because his name is Math. I mean, I know we use math all the time to do this show,
Really?
but sometimes one must embrace the darkness to see the light.
Right. Anyway, Matthias's grief was so intense, he swore vengeance on God himself. To achieve his vengeance, Matthias sought the powers of God's polar opposite, chaos.
So he set up an easy 6-step plan. Step 1, pick up a red rock called the Crimson Stone. It'll be important later. Step 2, force death itself to become your
No
personal
way.
secretary. Step 3, kill Luigi. Step 4,
Oh my
convince
God.
a vampire named Walter to kill Leon's fiancée, cause misery loves company. Step 5, let Leon murder poor Walt and have death shove his soul into that red rock. Step 6, congratulations, you are now a vampire. Goth kids, I hope you were paying attention.
From that day
I
forth,
held them
Matthias rejected his humanity. He became a
deal.
vampire, and much more. He was the Dark Lord, Dracula.
There have been a lot of different versions of Dracula over the years,
Very much.
but this one isn't your run-of-the-mill, I want to suck your blood type. This Dracula is the avatar of chaos on Earth, the opposite to God. So, like, the devil. He's basically the devil.
He didn't have much time to enjoy his new powers, though, as his former friend Leon swore revenge, a vow which would carry on throughout generations.
But good luck taking down this all-new and
this was
improved
like every
vampire
generation
lord.
of vampires
He's got your
takes this
standard
down.
vampire loadout like blood-sucking, flight, razor-sharp claws, telekinesis, and even tripping balls teleportation.
He can also exert his influence over all living
Okay,
things,
you tried
whether
that.
it be mind control, body possession, or absorbing the souls and abilities of fallen enemies through his power of dominance.
Oh, like
Wow.
Kirby.
A demonic monster, Kirby.
Right, Kirby. Also, Dracula can
Ugh.
shapeshift to his black
I
heart's
did a
desire,
Kirby EXP.
like into a swarm
I
of
did not
bats,
wanna
a cloud
remember
of
that.
mist, and a wolf. Oh, I get it. The opposite to God, because he's a dog just like the way Alucard is Dracula backwards. God, I should do science.
He's also a master sorcerer, able to summon fireballs, meteors, and acid blood rain from the sky. Dark Inferno is a huge ball of magma that will fry anything in its path, and he can revitalize himself with another's life energy via Soul Steel.
Then there's his most powerful attack, a localized nuke of holy magic, the demonic Megiddo.
With all these powers, it's no wonder Europe trembled at his presence for centuries, though perhaps their fears were unfounded.
Yeah, despite being living chaos or whatever, Dracula was sometimes a pretty chill guy. He even got himself married and had a kid. Then again, kids are also the embodiment of chaos.
Sadly, the people of a nearby church grew suspect of his wife, accusing her of witchcraft. So they burned her at the stake, and Dracula swore vengeance upon the god they followed as...
Wait. Did he just get a total repeat of his backstory? Man, this guy can't catch a break.
He was even forced to battle multiple descendants of Belmont, many of whom would actually defeat him.
Well, sort of. Turns out Dracula is a much tougher vampire to kill than lame old Walter.
Even after losing his entire body, Dracula's soul remained tethered to chaos. Thus, he would be resurrected every 100 years.
When he wants to go all out, he can draw from the power of the chaotic realm and transform into one of many awesome monsters. Like a giant demon bird, a giant demon head, and a giant demon head in a painting that vomits out bats.
Dracula can punch hard enough to rend stone, move quick enough to catch arrows out of thin air, and even warp the fabric of reality itself.
He's tough enough to survive a lightning strike, get blasted by an enormous meteor, and even get crushed under the weight of his fortress, aka the Castlevania.
By measuring the size of Castlevania on the game's official art, we know it should weigh around 2 million tons. Even then, Dracula has regenerated his body from decapitation, a mess of blood, and even full-on disintegration.
So how the hell does he keep getting killed by everyone from Discount Conan to the Ghost of Weeb's Past?
Naturally, with the help of holy weapons, which Dracula is certainly not a fan of.
Also, even when he's turned his body into some misty vape clouds, he keeps his head vulnerable. Because video games.
Or more precisely, his hubris. Dracula's blatant arrogance would lead to his ultimate downfall, allowing his enemies to sever his connection to the chaotic realm and thus end his cycle of resurrections. So instead, he was reincarnated
into a white-haired anime boy with the power of friendship, Soma Cruz, who turned out to be just as powerful as Dracula Classic, like when he dodged beams of light or when he defeated chaos itself.
Dracula's influence and power would never truly end. Even 10,000 years into the future, his bloodline continues to strike terror into the hearts of men. As long as good and evil exist...
Hold up! That's his kid? What the hell happened to him?
No ordinary man can stand up to the incredible force that is the Dark Lord Dracula.
Behold my true form and despair!
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, all this talk of pigs and bacon has made me hungry for Blue Apron!
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron.
Okay.
So, let's talk about what we actually learned. So, apparently, Ganondorf is actually a little bit more durable to actually, survive a castle.
Indeed.
Now, it's very, and even he killed Link, which he's supposedly none than faster to actually catch. It would seem reasonable for you to actually go with him.
Yeah.
But I'm still going with Dracula because one thing, they mentioned a feat of a meteor, and that's more impressive than a castle. And either way, I mean, the biggest battle that's actually going to be is actually none than their forms, which is Dracula's demon forms and Ganondorf's form, Ganon.
True.
Which I will say that it's kind of interesting. But anyway.
And there are many forms of Ganon.
Oh, it will be Dracula. I don't know. What what would your thoughts be?
Well, my thoughts would definitely be the speed, heat, and the durability. Don't get me wrong, Dracula's durable on that level, but don't forget, his head it is vulnerable too, in many ways. And Ganon is a brain master as well. Oh, while he doesn't have the Triforce of Wisdom...
But they did mention about that Ganondorf actually holds a holy weapon, which I guess I assume it could be kind of the same thing as well as in Castlevania games.
Indeed.
But who knows? I don't know.
This one is very tricky to say.
For Dracula, because of none other than his durability as well as none other than his form.
Right. Well, my votes definitely were Ganon for his intelligence and speed. But, as they say, there's only one way to find out.
It's time for a death battle!
And that's pit play. Boom. Let's see. Creepy.
Oh man, the Castlevania.
Beautiful. Whoa. Talk about knock joke.
Your castle is lost, vampire. No man can challenge my power.
But what is a man? A miserable pirate.
Oh, that's straight from the Symphony of the Night.
Oh, those are sweet voices. Oh. Great shit.
I'm no mere man.
Okay.
Oh, that slap.
Do not bitch slap at Ganondorf. That's a regret.
No.
Oh my.
Oh, damn, that thing's pretty nice.
Well, he's supposed to be a Castlevania villain.
Yeah.
Your tricks mean nothing.
Don't throw it in his face. Ooh. Good thing they're not at the God of War Medusa heads. Oh yeah, try for some power, or baby. Oh, shit, yeah. Oh,
Smash move. Okay.
and light beam. Oh,
Right.
oh, holy weapon.
Blaze.
Oh,
Oh man. Wait. Give me.
no wait. Ah, it's the boss fight all over again. Smash goes over it. Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Get in.
Come on.
Time to go hog wild. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely hog wild.
Oh, there's Ganon. Here comes Ganon.
Behold true power.
And just like his boss fight. Ooh.
God.
This is a literal Smash Bros. Ultimate boss on boss battle. Awesome.
Damn.
Right?
Oh, please. Don't tell me Dracula.
Yes, yes, kill Dracula. Oh! Oh! Oh. This is it. Uh-oh. Oh, what's that? What's that do?
I'm no simple vampire.
Oh, I guess it does that.
Okay.
Whoa! Try for the power! Oh, no, 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 whoa, whoa! Oh!
No!
What? Who won?
You're right.
Commercials.
You're not a
What?
You're a
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at... what number are you on?
What?
What's the time number you're on?
I'm at 1843.
I'm on 1841, so... Okay, 1843.
Alright.
Play on free?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
You're right.
Alright. Oh. Oh no. No.
Let me hear you squeal.
Yeah, this is the end.
No, wait. It's still spark. Oh! Jesus.
Super brutal.
Yeah. At least that's that.
KO!
You know, I hope someday I can learn to drink beers as violently as Dracula drinks people.
There was a lot going on here. Both Ganondorf and Dracula show similar reaction speeds, with only a small % difference when compared to the speed of light. They were both brilliant schemers who have perfectly manipulated many intelligent foes, and their standard magical arsenals seem pretty comparable overall.
But Dracula did have a leg up with a few extra magic powers that Ganondorf just didn't have. Like how he could rip out his soul in a bunch of different ways. That's something Ganondorf never really had to guard against before. Also, remember how Ganondorf survived an explosion worth about 2 kilotons of TNT?
Yeah.
An admirable feat, to be sure, but let's look at that meteor strike Dracula survived.
Oh, no.
Based on its size, composition, and speed of ablation, it must have struck with an energy equivalent to 2 megatons of TNT, 1,000 times greater than Ganondorf's proven durability.
But hey, I know what you're thinking. What about that sage sword Ganondorf had? Shouldn't he have had an easy time killing Drac since it's a holy weapon?
In some circumstances, sure. Running this fight over and over 100 times, Ganondorf would certainly score a few victories. But when considering
but
Dracula's
who wins most
absurd
of all,
regenerative
right?
abilities, it would take more than just a few hits from a holy weapon to finish him off. Not to mention, Dracula also wielded a holy weapon that took advantage of Ganondorf's weakness in the form of demonic Megiddo. Yeah, I know it's called demonic, so it seems weird, but it is explicitly described to be holy magic.
And dropping a holy nuke on Ganondorf was a way more powerful victory move than trying to hit Dracula with a sword. And that's really what this came down to. Power.
Despite literally wielding the Triforce of Power, Ganondorf's potential paled in comparison to the energy Dracula drew from chaos. Let's put this in perspective.
The Triforce of Power comes from the goddess Din, who made the Earth. While we don't know the exact amount of power Din put in this piece, let's just highball it and directly compare it to her.
So the energy attributed to the Triforce of Power could be compared to the size and energy of a planet. However, the chaotic realm is an entire universe, completely upheld by the power of the chaos entity. That is leagues greater than the power Ganondorf possessed.
So it definitely had a lot more juice to give.
Try thinking of the chaotic realm and the Triforce of Power as batteries, which fuel Dracula and Ganon's abilities. Compared to each other, Dracula would be drawing energy from something like a car battery, while Ganondorf's would be more akin to a small AA.
Wiz, I'll give you $5 if you lick that battery.
Ganondorf certainly held his own, but Dracula's more varied magic, greater regeneration, and enormous reserves of power sealed this desert warlock's fate.
Of all the ways to go, that must have sucked. The big pig's chances were slim to Gan none.
The winner is Dracula.
You had us good in my day.
Did you know we've got a card and dice dueling game?
Choose your weapons, armor, and skills
Yeah,
before
they
diving into the
that's-
fight of your life.
Just
I
don't
would've
eat
said
the
that
dice. They look like candy. They're not.
Click the link below to get the Death Battle game right now.
Okay, next time.
Versus Tatsumaki.
Wow. Both?
Haven't heard of those guys.
I have. Bob is from Bob 100.
I haven't been watching a lot of anime, so I don't know who these guys are or where they're from.
Tatsumaki is from One Punch Man, and Mob is from Mob 100, I think. It's been a while. But, fun fact,
Okay.
they're actually created from the same art firm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same animation and so on.
that's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Dracula won.
Yeah.
Just because of that holy attack. But it
Yeah.
was actually kind of fun watching this and reacting to this with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was
You were
awesome.
actually having me on this video.
Hey, thanks for joining with it. It was a great collab.
Yeah. And please, if you're watching this video, please go subscribe to my channel. Hope you like. But man, it was super good.
Oh yeah, it was.
Video.
That was an epic battle. Oh,
It was an epic battle.
I fuck. Ow. Oh. Let's book, man.
Oh, you broke your glasses.
Oh no, that happens a lot. That one time just poked my eye. I'm done.
Okay.
But, like I said, oh man. Sounds like you're.
No.
Well, my thoughts on the battle. The animation was amazing, and the voice acting definitely very good.
It
both
is
fit-
very good, the voice acting. I mean, they really sound like the same characters. Well, especially Dracula, because Ganondorf, he didn't even talk in some of those Zelda games, but that was the definitive voice for him.
Seriously, if there was a Smash Bros. Movie, that I would recommend those voice actors.
Well, anyway, that'll be it.
Yeah, I thought for sure Ganon got it, but boy was I wrong.
Yep.
Definitely looking forward to the next death battle. Oh, and those are some very powerful psychic wielders too.
Hey, boss, I gotta go.
And no worries. Before you do, shall we do the outro?
Yep.
If you enjoyed the video, please like and share our channels if you enjoyed. Hey, remember to give credit to the original makers of this video, and we'll see y'all next time. Hey, this is Foss Gamer.
Bye.
Keep on gaming, gamers.
Goodbye, people.
You first.
Goodbye, people, and remember, it's gaming time.
Keep on gaming, gamers. Peace out till next time. See ya. Good day. And high five on a great collab.
High five.
Peace out.